A defiant message from Tehran, measured, deliberate, and unmistakably strategic. At a time when the region is holding onto a fragile calm, Iran's supreme leader is drawing a red line. Not just any line, but one that touches the core of its national identity, its nuclear and missile capabilities. The question is not just what was said, but why now, and to whom is this message really directed? Now let's look at this statement breakdown. Let's start with the central assertion. Iran will protect its nuclear and missile capabilities as a national asset. This is loaded language. National asset is not just a description, it is a justification. It elevates these programs beyond policy choices into symbols of sovereignty. In other words, Iran is saying these capabilities are not negotiable, they are intrinsic to the state. Next, the tone, firm, unyielding, and calculated. There is no ambiguity here. By using protective language, we protect. Mojtaba Khamenei is not opening a door to negotiation, he is closing one. Now, consider the delivery. A written statement read by a state television anchor. This is significant. It reflects continuity with past communication patterns, but also control. Every word is scripted, deliberate, and meant to avoid misinterpretation. This is not off-the-cuff rhetoric, it is doctrine. Then comes the sharper edge, the insistence that America belongs nowhere within this domain. This is more than anti-US sentiment, it is strategic exclusion, a clear rejection of external oversight, inspection, or influence. Geopolitical context. To understand the weight of these remarks, you have to place them within a broader US-Iran dynamics. Tensions have been simmering, particularly under the shadow of renewed diplomatic pushes by Donald Trump, who is reportedly seeking a broader agreement, one that goes beyond nuclear limitations to include missile programs and regional behavior. At the same time, a fragile ceasefire linked to ongoing regional conflict is holding, but just barely. Iran's statement comes at a moment when negotiations are both possible and precarious. Historically, Iran has treated this missile program as non-negotiable even during the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. Missiles were largely kept off the table. This statement reinforces the long-standing position. Strategic interpretation so that it's Iran signaling, first, to the United States, do not overreach. Any attempt to expand negotiation beyond the nuclear sphere into missile capability will hit a wall. Second, the regional rival and allies. Iran is not weakened. Despite economic pressure and geopolitical isolation, it remains and will defend its strategic deterrence. Third, to its domestic audience, strength and continuity. By framing this capability as national asset, the leadership is reinforcing internal legitimacy. It is a message of resistance, not compromise. There is also timing to consider. Why now? Because negotiation appeared to be gaining momentum, and in diplomacy, pre-negotiation position is everything. Iran is setting the terms before talk even begin. Implications and scenarios. In the short term, this hard-line stance complicates diplomacy. It will find difficult to push for a broader deal if Tehran is drawing such firm boundaries. There are two pathways here. Scenario 1, negotiation stall. The US insists on the wider framework. Iran refuses. The result, continued tension, probably renewed sanctions and indirect confrontations. Scenario 2, a narrow deal emerges, one that focuses strictly on nuclear issues, leaving missile untouched, and would mirror past agreements, but may face criticism for being incomplete long term. The statement reinforces a pattern. Iran negotiates tactically but guards its strategic core fiercely. That makes any comprehensive agreement extremely difficult. Now, to you, my audience, this was not just a statement, it was a signal, calculated and uncompromising. Iran is not preparing to concede, it is preparing to negotiate on its own terms. And in this high-stake geopolitical chessboard, every word is already a move. I rest my case on this one. Join me in the next analysis. Thank you.